Hello and welcome back to Baking on a Budget. Now today we're going to make one of these. This is a most delicious, sumptuous lemon drizzle cake. Now to make that we've got all the ingredients over here, and I'll go over the ingredients with you now and tell you exactly how much all that cost. So we have 200 grams of self-raising flour, total cost of 10 pence. On from that we have 200 ml of vegetable oil, which is 32 pence. We have 4 eggs, 52 pence. We have got 110 grams of sugar, which is 16 pence. We have 1 teaspoon of baking powder at 3 pence. And we have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which again, cannot really cost that. And we have 2 fresh lemons, 20 pence. And we have 100 grams of icing sugar, which is 25 pence. So the total cost of this cake is £1.59. £1.59 for the whole cake. Very reasonable. I think we'll get 7 slices out of this, 7 portions. And therefore each portion will be 22 pence. As far as the other equipment we'll need to make this cake, we'll need the trusty mixing bowl. We've got a 2-pound loaf tin. We'll need a little grater just to zest the lemon. And we will need a whisk to bind it all together. So, first things first, we want to prepare the tin. Now, with this, what I'm going to do, I've got some lard here. I'm going to talk about lard more in future episodes, because lard did go out of favour for quite a while in baking, but for many, many years was a staple. It's a lot cheaper than butter, and there are reports which say that lard is actually better for you than butter. It encourages the good cholesterol, whereas the butter, it can be a little bit fatty. I have a strip of greaseproof paper here, which I'm going to place in the bottom of the tin, like this, and just leaving a couple of lugs here so we can easily lift the cake out once it's done. So the first thing we want to do is just zest these lemons. So I'm just using a very fine grater for this to take some of the zest off, and then we'll get the juice out of these. There's the zesting done, so we're going to cut these in half and just juice them with this squeezy juicer thing. So the lemons are juiced. I've put 3 tablespoons of the lemon juice in here. This is to make the icing with later. And we have a little left in here, which will go in the cake along with the lemon zest. Make up the batter for this. We want the 4 eggs cracked and in the bowl. First thing to do, these eggs are fairly reasonable. I think I get these for about 13 pence a piece. So they're not too expensive. And we want the 4 of them in the bowl. There it is. Now, along with that, we're going to put in this 200 ml of vegetable oil. There it is. And we've got 110 grams of sugar. Put that in there. Now, we're going to whisk all this together into a very light sort of batter. And then we'll add the flour afterwards. So we just want to break those eggs up. Get that sugar all blended in. And this will only take a couple of minutes, really. Very runny, but that's okay. Okay, that's looking good. Now, what we're going to do is sieve this flour into the mixture. And that will just go in like that. Knocking little bits through. It's good. And now we have that. Sorry, that was 200 grams of self-raising flour. And also we have here a teaspoon of baking powder and I think a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just a little pinch of salt. So that's going in there as well. And now I'm going to use my spoon to mix all of this together. Again, just fold it in. And I want that to be a nice, smooth batter mix. That's what we're after. And at this point as well, we can also, the return of the lemon zest, that can go in. And well, a little bit leftover lemon juice, that can go in as well. Now we're going to mix all that together. Again, this will take more than a couple of minutes. That's come together nicely. Just want to get all the dry ingredients off the side of the bowl. Okay, I'm saying that's about there, and you can see it's like a pouring batter, really, this mixture. Okay, so this is now off into the tin. I'm just using a rubber spatula here to get it all out. As you can see, that's fairly runny. And that's going in there nicely. The smell from this is fantastic, by the way. Fresh lemons, you know. Again, a shop bought one. I doubt if they have fresh lemons in it. They may have lemon flavouring and this type of thing. But actual, real lemons are much better. Okay, so the cake is ready to go in the oven, and it's going to go in the oven at 175 degrees centigrade for about 45 minutes. Definitely want to leave it 45 minutes and then test it. Don't test it before then, it will indeed drop if you do that. So I'm going to leave it for about 45 minutes. I'll test it with a skewer. If the skewer comes out clean, we're good to go. Okay, now while the cake is in the oven baking, I'm just going to make the icing for the top of it. This is going to be a lemon icing, and I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of icing sugar into this glass, and we have a small spoon, and here we have 3 tablespoons of the lemon juice. Now I'm just going to add this a little at a time, because we do want this icing to be fairly thick, and it will run to nothing very quickly. Okay, 45 minutes later, the cake is out the oven, and look at that. Look how much that's risen. That is one beautiful lemon cake. I'm going to let this cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to put the icing on top, and then it's the taste test. So that's cooled down, and as I say, it's looking fantastic. I've got this mixture that I made earlier with the icing sugar and lemon juice. And the idea with this is, we're just going to pour this over the top of it. Now, it will drizzle. That is the idea of a lemon drizzle cake. So we're going to put this over the top like this. That's looking real good. Smells fantastic as well, by the way. This is, as I say, fresh lemon. There's no lemon flavouring or anything like that in there. This is all absolutely 100% natural ingredients. And believe it or not, this whole cake, it cost £1.59 to make, and it's taken about 10 minutes of actual work, actual stirring the stuff up. Obviously it's 45 minutes in the oven, but the actual hands-on work, it's about 10 to 15 minutes. It's £1.59. Okay, now the cake is beautifully cooled. I'll just show you it on the plate. I've plated a piece of this up. Look at that. That looks absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to try it and just tell you, give you an honest opinion of that cake. Excuse me. That is delicious. That is absolutely delicious. That is, sometimes if you get a bought lemon drizzle cake from the shop, they may have used artificial ingredients, lemon flavouring, etc. And it's just not the same. This, as you've seen, is real lemons squeezed and put in a cake. Look at that. It's light, it's beautiful. The cost per slice, I'm saying I'm going to get 7 generous portions out of that cake. So that's £1.59 for the whole cake, divided by 7, that's 22 pence. So this slice of cake here, 22 pence. If you were to go to Starbucks or Costa or somewhere like that, that slice of cake would cost you at least £2.50. At least £2.50. So this is a tenth of the cost, and it's better. It's more delicious, actually. And it's baked with love, you see. The ones in the shop aren't. They're done by a machine. Whereas this is done by myself in this case. And I do hope you try this recipe for yourselves, because this is a very simple cake to make and absolutely delicious. If you've enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. There's going to be more recipes every Wednesday. Beautiful cakes, savoury dishes, many things. So if you're looking at starting to bake for yourself, you're maybe just learning, maybe not done so before, do subscribe to the channel. And each week we'll come up with a brand new recipe. It'll be absolutely delicious, and it will be at a rock bottom price compared to what you're going to pay in the supermarkets or cafes or something like that, So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.